Sooner Scoop HD.
Obviously, a tough, close loss for you guys. Just what did you see from your team down the stretch, and how tough is it? Offensive rebounds and turnovers again, playing a role.
I just in my head I keep echoing. I mentioned the word inches. I can just be hearing Al Pacino talk about finding that inch, and we're 2 games in a row. Got to find an inch. You're one possession in a 2-hour game. You're one possession against 2 top 15, 16, and then a top 25 team. And I can just hear, just thinking, we got to find that inch, and that's what we got to keep pushing for, that inch. We got to keep pushing. And I thought the first half was a tale of 2 stories. It was the stories of one group defended as poor as a team that I've seen defend, and then we made some subs and we had some energy, and then we flipped it, went on a 20-0 run. Got the ball out, the ball was moving, and I thought they showed tremendous resiliency being down 17 to fight. So I loved the fight in our group. Missed a ball screen coverage with 50 seconds left when Lipsy got to the rim. It was supposed to be a switch. Our guard didn't switch, and Lipsy went downhill. Look at it. So that was... I thought Jalen Hill was an absolute warrior. I thought Bijan gave us a great lift. CJ gave us a great lift. I told CJ before the game, I go, be ready. You had your best 2 practices of the year these last 2 days. I thought CJ gave us a great lift. Got to find that inch. You're a possession away 2 straight games and didn't get it done.
We'll go to Justin next.
Porter, you mentioned Bijan. Just what specifically impressed you with the way he performed there?
Well, he can see out of their traps, and he got it out of their traps. I thought he played with a great pace, all right? I thought he played north-south with a great pace. I thought him and Los got the ball out of the traps, got the ball moving, That's what I told the guys when we were down 17. It wasn't our offense. I can look back on like 4 threes that were really open and a layup that was a good layup that we missed. We didn't guard to start the game. I thought we lost Grill. It was part of the game plan, and he hunts threes, and he did it. We lost him twice, fouled him once. He got 5 threes, and he got fouled on a 3. He was a key to the game, and we didn't get that done. I thought Grill got loose too much. But I thought Bijan gave us tremendous pace to the game.
Well, Porter, you don't have a timeout in that final 5 seconds. I'm sure that's not what you're looking for. What were you trying to get accomplished?
Well, and that's where it's a game of inches. You always want to have a timeout there. Grant got caught getting it out of the trap, and he held on to it, and then he had to call timeout. Then we lost the timeout. They put they put their 6'10" kid with 7'4" wingspan on the ball. Obviously, we were bringing Grant off, or then they took the switch. We were dumping into Jalen. So we were trying to get to Grant or Jalen. Very hard for Bijan to see. I told Bijan, that's not your fault. We had no timeouts. Very hard to see. They were switching everything, and we were trying to come down and get Grant up top, and then we had 7.5, I think it was, or with Jalen. The pass hung up a little bit in the air because he had to get it over his head. Jalen usually comes up with those. And I thought we were ISO and Jalen on the ball. I wanted to go to Jalen if that was it. Grant was an option up top, and then if they switched, we were going right to Jalen. Very hard for Bijan to see. He did his best he could. But that's hurt not having a timeout once you saw they put the big kid on the ball. I thought Jalen was a warrior. He had 3 assists, too, from that spot. Thought he played unbelievable defense. I'll watch the game tape. I break it down. I'll be looking at different guys and things that they broke down on defense. I don't think Jalen had a breakdown on defense. He's worked on his shot. He's worked on different things. So if we got him the ball down there, if that would have just completed that play, I had confidence that something good would have happened. It hung up in the air a little long, and by that time they swarmed it, and there was all the hands in there. So that was... It didn't go down.
Joey.
It looked like Iowa State was kind of running a guy along the baseline, almost trapping you at times, kind of leaving off your corner guy. How much trouble was that giving you guys offensively? What were they doing to
They were boxing up ball screens. They're very physical. They were denying Grant the ball. All right, and and he's earned that. That's what happens. You know, we were trying to deny Grill. I mean, you got to work, and but they were boxing up. You know, taking a shoe. And they were boxing up ball screens at one point. We were getting it out, and then they were switching, it wasn't really that they were coming off the corners that got us. So we got CJ Nolan. We ISO'd Jalen. He came off the corner. We hit CJ for a thing. I think we did that, but it was. Los had a couple turnovers leaving his feet, and we tried to skip it. We had probably 4 turnovers on leave and shove and skip. But when we got it out and moved it, we did some good things. But you know, they forced the most turnovers in the country for a reason. We had 13. Still, I thought we had a bunch that we shouldn't have had, and I'm greedy with that. But like, I thought we really had some good possessions, and then we had. I mean, it was a big gap. I mean, we shot 50% again. I think we shot 50% for the team. Is that what we did? What did we do for the game? I can't read. What did we shoot for the game?
45%.
45% against the number of whatever defense. It wasn't that. You know, it was wasted possessions. Shot hit the can't look back, but it hit the black iron of the thing. I mean, we had a million plays we could have done better. I mean, it hurts that, but that is not why we lost. There's a lot of possessions that we had control over. We didn't have control over that. I thought the game was really well officiated. That wasn't the issue, but it was 2 points. But we had a million ways to find ways to win that game.
Right.
I was going to ask about that. What was the explanation you were given?
You know, it happens. You know, the underneath guys, he's not looking at the flight of the ball. He's looking at everything there. I get that. You know, the up front guys, I think they might have thought I hit the side of the backboard. So it happens. You got outstanding officials. I don't think that was it. Just missed it. They missed it. It happens. It's hard for the underneath guy. I mean, he's watching all the contact underneath. He's not watching the flight of the ball. So you can't. It's just one of those breaks. But like I said, as I stay up all night figuring out things, that'll be one of the last things I point to. I'm going to look at the things I could have controlled.
Any additional questions? Go back to Cliff.
Yeah, how do you keep guys motivated rather than frustrated after a couple of games like this?
It's got to start with me. If I look frustrated, all right, they're going to be. So it starts with me. And the only thing I know how to do is stay up all night watching Texas Tech and try to figure out how to beat Texas Tech and come in tomorrow with a great game plan, with an energy level. It's like I said, I keep having that word to inch, that Al Pacino movie. If we're sitting here and it was 25 points both games, we're talking about possessions. You know, we're close. But that's disappointing to be close. I'm not in this to be close. So frustration, yeah, they're hurt. But you know, it's my job, my staff's job, to walk in that line room and infuse belief and energy, and that's what I'm going to do.
Eli?
I was going to ask with Grant, I mean, you mentioned he earns that ball denial. What are you looking for him to do when some of the country's best defenses are denying the ball, keeping it away from him? What are you hoping he does in those games?
You got to really work to get the ball. You got to V-cut. You got to work to get the ball. When you get ball screens, if you get trapped, you got to make them pay for trapping you. You know, you got to make them pay. You know, if it's effective, if you're getting bottled up, you know, they're going to keep doing it. So you got to be effective. Get it out. Spray it one more. Man, we can't. He's just throwing darts out of that trap. All right? That's what we got to do. This is the best defensive league in the country. He's one of the best offensive guys in this league. Got total confidence that we can do it tonight. You know, that it got to him. So I'm gonna help him. Our staff's gonna help him. He's got to help himself, and we'll together figure this out. You know, but you make them pay for when they do it.
You went with your 3-point guards at one time, and I thought that worked pretty well. Talk about that decision. It was about the middle of the game, and I thought you got your movement going in your offense at that point.
The 3-point guards are guys that can get downhill and pass and move. They're so good defensively they just bottle you up. Their guards besides Lipsy are big. You know, Grill, Kauscher, they're older guys. Holmes, those are 3, 4th, and 5th year guys that are physical. And if you can't go downhill and create, they scramble really well. We were trying to create some movement with some scrambles. When you rewatch the game, you're going to see we were really trying to skip the ball, move the ball. It's going to be the same thing against Texas Tech. They almost are mirrors defensively. They keep you on the side. When you drive it, they flood it, and they just come so hard at you. And you've got to have ball movement. You've got to have guys that can go downhill. If you can't go downhill and you just get bottled up, they just lock you up. So we went with some guys that can really go downhill. I thought Bijan and Los in that run, that C.J. Nolan was in that group. And Jalen was in that group. I mean, Sam and Tanner were in and out of that. But I thought they just had tremendous pace and got them on their heels. And we just didn't get enough of that the second half with certain lineups.
Sooner Scoop HD.